Hello and welcome to Larissa's Kitchen. Today we're going to be making cream cheese cookies. Now, this version of sugar cookies is just a little bit tangier and a lot softer than your traditional sugar cookie cutout. We're going to be forming ours into cylinders and then slicing them into discs, but you could also roll these sugar cookies out for sugar cookie cutouts. We're going to start this cookie dough by mixing together 8 ounces of cream cheese and 1 cup of butter. Now this has been softened to room temperature. We don't want it to be melted, but it does need to be soft. After that's thoroughly combined, we're going to cream in 2 cups of sugar. That mixture needs to be very light and fluffy. We need to turn the mixer down to low to add those 2 cups of sugar in. Once it's been fully incorporated, we can turn it back up to medium. We're going to allow the mixture to mix until this is light and fluffy. Once the fats and the sugars have been creamed together and they're nice and fluffy, we're going to slowly add in 2 whole eggs. Once that is thoroughly combined, we're going to go ahead and add 1/2 teaspoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Then we're going to mix that until it is thoroughly combined as well. We need to be careful once we get to the flour. We're going to be adding in 4 cups, about 1 cup at a time. We need to mix this as little as possible because if we overmix it, it's going to turn our cookies very hard. So we're going to go ahead and turn the mixer off, add 1 cup, turn the mixer back on, and just barely let it combine. Then we're going to go ahead and stop the mixer, add another cup, turn it back on, barely combine, and that's how we're going to add our flour. Okay, we're going to take this over to the granite, we're going to divide it in half, and we're going to roll it into our 2 tubes. Now these are going in parchment paper, and you'll see how we do this. Okay, before we scoop this out, we need to scrape down the sides and make sure that all the flour is incorporated from the bottom, which this is. Okay, so we're going to scoop out half of this, and we're just going to put this in the middle of our parchment paper. Okay, so let's get this lined up like this. Okay, so we're going to fold the parchment paper over. Then just take a flat surface. Now this is a cake lifter. I used to use a cookie sheet. And we're just going to press against the dough. Hold on to the bottom. Okay, until that becomes a tube, and then we're just going to roll it. Alright, if you have any overhang, just fold it over. Now I've got this on a very large sheet of plastic wrap. We're just going to go ahead and wrap it up, and then this is going to go in the refrigerator for at least 4 hours. You can leave it overnight if you'd like to. We're getting ready to cut this dough into our 1/4 inch thick slices. Now I'm going to be using a very thin knife. This is a boning knife. You could also use a fillet knife. We also want to make sure that we rotate the dough every few slices so that we don't press it flat on one side. Also, if you're going to put sprinkle decorations on these, that needs to go on before they go in the oven. Any other decorations like frosting or colored spray need to go on after the cookies have completely cooled. All right, these need to have more sprinkles as opposed to less, so make sure that you completely cover the tops of each cookie. Also, I have my oven preheated to 375 degrees and I have my convection oven on. This tray, I'm just going to go ahead and leave these cookies plain and then I'll decorate them after they've cooled. These are going in for 8 minutes or until the edges just begin to brown and the cookies are set. All right, and these need to come off the tray as soon as you take them out of the oven. They can't sit on the pan. Okay, any of the cookies that have color flow or spray on them have to be completely dry before you can eat them. The color flow is probably going to take about 2 hours. Okay, let's give these cookies a taste. Soft, the perfect amount of tang, delicious.